We start with some news coming out this evening regarding Darrelle Revis. The Jets have informed the cornerback they are releasing him. Revis, who has had 2 stints with gangrene, has been cut by the team 2 weeks after his incident in Pittsburgh. The move, though, was expected given his lack of production on the field and high salary. His altercation in Pittsburgh, though, where he was charged with felonies such as aggravated assault and robbery, probably didn't help matters. Revis took to Twitter to share his thoughts on the news. He said, quote, "I can't thank Woody Johnson and the entire Jets organization enough for taking a chance on me back in 2007. I played some of my greatest football in green and white. Jet Nation has always been behind me and teammates. Without all of you, there would be no Revis Island. I love you, New York." For more on Darrelle Revis, here's our NFL insider, Ralph Vacchiano. Ralph, how surprised were you of this news?
Well, I wasn't too surprised. I think the writing was on the wall for Darrelle Revis for a bunch of factors, not the least of which was the fact that he's 32 years old. His salary cap number was over $15 million. His skills, as we all saw last season, are starting to decline. You put all that together, and it doesn't usually mean you're going to stick around for another season. Now, there was a chance of that happening at the end of the year. He talked about moving to safety. Maybe he would take a pay cut. But I think his recent legal troubles probably took whatever small chance there was of that, took that right off the table.
Now, do you think that that incident in Pittsburgh had much to do with the decision by the Jets?
Well, from what I've been told, it was completely a football decision by the Jets. I'm sure it was 99% a football decision. You know, maybe they had made this a while ago, but I think the recent incident in Pittsburgh got it to a point where they couldn't even consider bringing him back, even if they wanted to. There are just too many unknowns in that situation right now, and with all the rest of the factors on top of it, when they were leaning towards cutting him anyway, they couldn't take a chance. I don't know that they wanted to take a chance in the end, but the legal troubles made it impossible.
When you look at the bigger picture now, how much does this hurt the Jets' defense?
Well, if you watched Darrelle Revis last year, probably not a lot, but they're not deep in the secondary. If he's the Darrelle Revis of a few years ago, and if you believe that he could get back to that form or be a good safety, then it does hurt them. It takes away a quality player. But he was a liability on the field last year, and they don't have, unfortunately, a lot of proven players in the secondary now. They have some young players that they like and think will be of value to them in future years, but I don't think any of them are a Darrelle Revis type. And they're going to have to find one, whether that's in the draft or in free agency. They're going to have to get that Darrelle Revis type lockdown cornerback, but he wasn't that guy anymore anyway.
With that being said, do you expect him to retire or still continue to play?
Well, at the end of the season last year, he told anybody that asked, including SNY, that he wanted to continue playing. He had no intention of ending his career. Now, a lot of that's going to have to do with, does anybody want him and at what position? He's going to have to really look around the league. There is a good history in this league of top cornerbacks. Charles Woodson automatically comes to mind in this, who converted to safety late in their careers, a lot of them. So I think somebody will take a chance and say, you know what, let's see what you've got left in the tank. Let's see if last year was a bit of an aberration. So I believe if he wants to continue playing, that he'll have that opportunity somewhere, and he has said that he wants to continue playing. So we'll see if he holds to that now.
What about the Jets? What is next for them, you think, and the cornerback position?
Well, I think that jumps to the top of the list. It would probably be there anyway as to what players they'll look at in free agency, in the draft. There certainly are a lot of good cornerbacks, safeties really too, up near the top of the draft. They're picking 6, so if they don't go quarterback, that's a place they'll look. I think that they've cleared a lot of cap room now. They're going to have some money to play with in free agency, and there could be some corners on the market that they're going to have to look at to fill that gap. The secondary was a mess last year, and a lot of that did have to do with the fact that they weren't getting good pressure on the quarterback through most of the season. But even when they were, we saw them, not only Darrelle Revis, but everybody, they're getting beat, a lot of miscommunication. So they've got some rebuilding to do there, so they're going to have to spend some money in draft picks on it.
Ralph Vacchiano, thank you so much as always.
My pleasure.